Hang all the mistletoe. I'm gonna get to know you better this Christmas. And as we trim the tree, how much fun it's gonna be together this Christmas. Fireside is blazing bright, and we're caroling through the night. And this Christmas will be a very special Christmas for me. And this Christmas will be a very special Christmas for me. Do 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 do. Take a hand now. Presents and cards are here. My world is filled with cheer, and you, hey, this Christmas. And as I look around, your eyes are Chinatown, they do. Hey, this Christmas, fireside is blazing bright, and we're caroling through the night. And this Christmas will be a very special Christmas for me. And this Christmas will be a very special Christmas for me. And this Christmas will be a very special Christmas for me. Do 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 do. Shake your hand, take my hand now. Do 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 hang all the mistletoes. I'm gonna get to know you better this Christmas. And as we trim the tree, how much fun it's gonna be together this Christmas. Fireside blazing bright, and we're caroling through the night. And this Christmas will be a very special Christmas for me. And this Christmas will be a very special Christmas for me. For me.
Wow. I was actually crying while she was singing that song. Let me cut my headset up down. How y'all doing? How y'all doing? Y'all caught me in a good an experience, a Christmas experience. I felt my new Christmas happening as she sang the song. One, welcome to another Alkebulan Inspirational Sunday. And the reason why this song, time I heard the song, was different, not only because of how she sang it, but was because what happened this past season for me, and what I put this particular lesson on. Why is this Christmas gonna be different than last Christmas? Or any other the Christmases before. And it has nothing to do with gifts, buying presents for people. And there's nothing wrong with that, because that's the part of it. We want to give gifts to each other, and I'll explain that. But it's a deeper meaning or something special. I'm just hoping that you're having, with all these lessons that we're going to understand, that this is the co-creator series, that you are having some type of Christmas experience with inside yourself that is greater than the moments before. And that is deeply important. I know for me, this season is it's even greater because it's another surrendered year. Right. So Christmas is like the rebirth of me being born, or my awareness being born, my awareness of the God in me being born into another season. It's coming again. And so everything that I'm doing and that I've done up until this point is the celebration of thanking the Creator that this Christmas season, yeah, I'm going to find myself evergreen. You feel me? Everlasting. I'm going to find myself lit up like a star. It's because of and this is because of who you are and what you're doing, and in how you see other people. God is helping me understand, as I develop my understanding, a deeper understanding of self gives you a deeper understanding of everybody else. And that's why you offer the gifts, because you're hoping that the people that are going to wake up Christmas morning with a real spiritual experience, within themselves, that you find yourself more connected to God than you have ever been. It is the birth of a hope of a people, a faith of a people. It's a journey that we have been taking for years and years and years, with quote unquote fighting doctrination. If you did not watch African history class, you missed that one. But I realize in this time that I am the molecular teacher. For us, the community, in our community, molecular means seeker. Right? Somebody who is seeking knowledge of self. You're seeking the experience of God. You're looking. And I realized I've become the molecular teacher, because every time I write something, I'm learning something within myself. So sometimes when I'm writing something, I'm not necessarily writing for you. I'm writing for us. I'm studying for us. I'm researching for us. I master produce stuff for us. And that's what makes it's even more, the wisdom is increasing inside for me and you. If you're listening, if you're paying attention, the wisdom is increasing. And it takes me back to my superhero understanding of Spider-Man. With great strength comes great responsibility. And so I've been putting these things together, and hopefully you've been watching the whole week. You've tuned into to Children's Church. You've tuned into the African Speaks. You've tuned into AfriStream. You've tuned into African History class. You've tuned into African Spirituality class, and then we get back here, starting the week over. But then you've taken all that weeks of information, and this is why I had to do so many classes, because all those classes is going to get you to a heightened Christmas experience. And even after Christmas, it should heighten your Kwanzaa experience. It should heighten your New Year's experience. It should heighten your Lenten experience. All of them. So I ask you to support and let other people join in on this holiday with us, or this journey with us. And so if you're watching on Facebook, go ahead and click like, comment, and share. This is how we move this experience out to a greater community. And if you are watching us via YouTube, yeah, hit subscribe and the notification bell. If you're watching on World of Alkebulan. There should be a place where you can click it and then actually go to the YouTube page and hit subscribe and hit the notification bell. Now, we also would like for you to go ahead, check out the website. Hit me up and tell me. I got to update it. There's some updating that needs to be done, but we're going to update it. I was supposed to do the advertisement for Kwanzaa, where you can get the World of Alkebulan hoodies and shirts and stuff like that, and I didn't do it. I'm sorry. I've been busy, but I'm gonna fix it this time. I'm gonna fix it now. But go ahead and check the website out and tell me how you feel about it. I've had people call me and talk to me about it. I even had typos. I'm not perfect. I'm doing the best I can. I've even had individuals just look at it for me for the sake of typos. And I said, oh, I appreciate it. But we want to make sure, you have a full experience of what Alkebulan is bringing, because next year, when I tell you, not only we coming with some surprises, but we're expanding what we're doing. All right, we're definitely expanding what we're doing. And so, with that being said, don't forget that if you're looking to be a part of, let me get in the window. The World of Alkebulan spiritual experience, where we're going to be going out to the parents and talking to the parents of our Alkebulan parents, and we're going to see if we can get the youth ministry to tap on in and join in on a Sunday, where we can have, after a quick Discord, we can have a conversation. So if you would like to be a part of the Zoom audience, please send me an email at info@woaatl.org. info@woaatl.org will allow you to, and let us know that you will want to be a part of the Zoom audience for Children's Alkebulan Inspirational Sunday. That's my commercial for you. And again, also, always be on the lookout. I started sending out the email blast, and we're going to start sending them out even more on Mondays and Wednesdays. So we're going to do it maybe twice a week till we get that marketing flow. Told you that social media marketing for next year is going to blow up, because I'm flooding. I'm building and creating an algorithm for Pan-Africanism. Woo, let me get in there. An algorithm for Pan-Africanism. Ain't that something? Let's find that. Let's get that. So come and join us at Sunday at noon. Glad you're here. We got Tuesday at 7 p.m. We got Thursday anywhere between 6:30 and 7, right? It's for AfriStream. That's the news. Then we have Saturday at 1 o'clock, African Roots and Culture. Wagwan now, Roots and Culture, Then at 2 o'clock, we have Understanding Spiritual African Spirituality. Yes, we want to make sure you want to be a part of that. You do not want to miss that. That is giving us so much information. Yes, for today. We have to keep doing that. So continue to partake and enjoy, and always know that everything we do, everything we teach, everything we go about is based off of connecting to an ancient, let me move my head out the way. My head is getting big. An ancient covenant promise we have with the Creator, that He will be our God if we will be His people. And we have to live as a people to be able to do that. Now, if please tune into African history class, because you're going to see how we were able to be a people. And what are the natural things that God provided for us to be able to do that? And that was last week when we talked about the identity of the Nile. Woo! That was something that wasn't even in the curriculum. And as I was reading, again, the spark of divinity hit me and said, you need to teach this. Because not only did God place us on the earth first, but He also placed us in an area that will allow us to create one of the largest and most powerful civilizations in ancient times. And not necessarily Greek. Kush. Get ready. So we want to do that. And I hope you have been enjoying this co-creator series. I hope that it's been hitting you. I love creating series, because it gives me an opportunity to teach something in a set of time, where it allows me to get to you to, where we can get the point across, where you get that understanding, because sometimes it's not easy moving something from here to here. Wow. And even though this is like a short distance, that journey from you hearing it to you understanding it to you believing in it, man, sometimes for a lot of us, it could take a lifetime. And so, I don't mind creating series so that way somewhere, I know that you guys are getting it. And we hope that that's what's happening because this Christmas will be a very special Christmas. If you can take the time to let it hit your ears, go here to your thoughts and your minds and into your heart. We talked about this is Advent season. Now, I took the Advent. Do I still have the Advent candles up? And Advent is the 4 weeks before Christmas, and we got some time left before Christmas is over. I mean, Christmas is here and it's past because the next time I see you, it should be Kwanzaa. Yeah, next time I see you, it's gonna be Kwanzaa. And so we're gonna have a whole set change for Kwanzaa, and we're gonna celebrate Kwanzaa, and we're gonna get ready for Kwanzaa. Yes, cultural Kwanzaa. I better see y'all in African history class for Kwanzaa, and that's important. But we've been dealing with Advent, and Advent is the 4 weeks before Christmas, where we focus on expectancy. It's the season of expectancy, the season of miracles. And we always talk, and we got to recap so that we connect the dots. And I never want you to go through life where not realizing that things are always interconnected. God works in a mesh of connectivity. Nothing is disconnected. So we have to always be connected. So continuity, and so I said the lessons has to be in the sense of continuity. So you connect it moves from your ears to your head to your heart, right? It moves, and that's what we want to do. And so we've been in that expectancy is the atmosphere of miracles. And so they always talk about Christmas miracles, holiday miracles. And so we want to make them not just external miracles. As you're watching your movies, we want to make sure that you're not looking at only external miracles. We want you to focus on the internal. Why? Because the internal, will last you a lifetime. External miracles, there's nothing wrong with that. And I give applause to anybody who's having external miracles. If you need food, you got food. You need clothes, you got clothes. You need a roof over your head, you got a roof over your head. You need a job, you got a good paying job, you got raise. I know somebody who's talking about, my baby needed a raise. She wrote up a letter, had a discussion with a boss, and boom, she got a raise. Expectancy. Season of expectancy. Expect something great in your life and watch it happen. And that's exactly what Advent is about. And I want you to get to understand that once you come out of this, I'm hoping you realize with the Advent, the season of expectancy, it should not only be during Advent. You should be expecting miracles on a regular basis because we said previously that you are an everyday miracle. So even though we have holidays or holy days, right? You are an everyday miracle. So every day is holy. Yes, every day is sacred. And how you approach every day should be focused on. If you can sit down and approach every day that like every day was a holiday or a holy day. How you interact and treat and go about your life on a regular basis will as we do it as a people. Then the issue that say how people don't like coming and working together, I know y'all hear that, but that would change. That would literally change if you can realize that we live in a season. Make your life a season of expectancy. And so and in having the things that we learn and teach and hear go into your heart. For as a man thinketh in his heart, so he is. We coming. This Christmas will be. I'm gonna play the song again for me, before this is, I maybe after. And y'all, I'm gonna be sitting here crying again. Or after this experience, maybe we play it again and I want you to listen to it again. Wow, that might be something. Listen to it and see if after you realize that see if you can get this Christmas to be a very special Christmas. And we'll see that. Because acknowledging that, boom, you are a child of God, right? And if you could do that, and to acknowledge that you are a child of God, what we said was, hey, you got to look in the mirror. Look in the mirror and see you. See the miracle that you are, the miracle of what God put together, what your mom and dad came to create, what your cousins like to hang out with and your friends. Just look in the mirror, because there is a co-creator. There's something special about all of us. Just look in the mirror. And we said that. And we said, why? Because in the mirror, there's always something special. But we have to get that in our what? Into the mind of our hearts, that we are a child of God. We have to do that. And in that space, what? We said we feel strong. We feel super. We feel special. We feel powerful. We feel smart. We feel creative. Anything that you can think of. We said, I am. When you can say, I am, and whatever goes behind that, right? And so when you start doing that, we said on the third one, you realize that you start tapping into the gifts inside of you. The strengths inside of you. Because God placed something inside of you that he asked you to bring to the world. Every person was given a particular attribute, skill, or a gift that he said, I want you to bring this to the world. Only you can bring it the way you can. Only you. And so it's inside of you. It's not inside. What I got in you is yours. It's just like your fingerprint. It's special. It's yours. Now, you might have people who could do things better, but whether you think they do things better, nobody can be the best you. Wow. And so as we talk and we were learning and we were understanding, we did say that we are working on the rise of the African. We said that we're working on the rise of the African. That social media Pan-African movement where all Black youth, all Black parents, all Black communities are coming together under one umbrella. We're gonna try to, and that's the miracle I want to see before I'm before I transition over to the other side. I don't know how many days I got left, but I'm gonna work on it. I'm gonna work on it, and I'm gonna use everything I got. And me using everything I got brings us to our topic of the day. I don't know if y'all saw it posted, but pow. Yeah, I got to fix the height of the camera. I was working it. Advent, the coming of the co-created series, celebrating the God within. Ooh. Celebrating the God within. Now, I've talked about this in so many ways around about. And so I'm going to sit down and I said, I'm going to have to break it down to you so you clearly understand it. So that there is no question, no, is it really happening? Is God really in me? We're going to dead all of that and give birth to a whole new thought so that you could sit down and it would be, you can find a way to let this sit in your heart this Christmas even more. Man, celebrating the God within. Now, I'm always speaking about your DNA. I'm always talking about your DNA and the fact that God put it. Now, we're going to hit today, we're going to hit the details. What? We going to hit the details of what's happening on the inside. Wait. I got to get this right. So I'm going to make sure I got this up. Hold on. And we're not going to watch this because I put something together. And it's now when you see the stream that comes behind this, I want you to not just look at the stream, but listen to. But now I'm not talking according to the video on the back end. I didn't have enough time to create my conversation to match the video. But we're talking about how to recognize the inside of you. And so, let's. I'm gonna do it this way. It just hit me. Okay, y'all ready? Was the night before Christmas, and all through the house the only creature that was stirring was our Jay's loud mouth. Yeah. This Christmas morning or Christmas Day, I want you to experience something special. I want you to understand the language of God. God has been speaking to us and through us, and I've done this before in terms of what is God's language. Now, some of us sees God's language and we don't like listening to it. We don't like learning it. We don't like hearing it. And so we run from it. And when I mean that this has become God's language to the point where they call it something spiritual. You got groups now that are calling it spiritual. And I thought I opened up, I got to go get a image that I don't have. I got to go get an image so that y'all can see something. Well, this language it's called STEM. What? I said, yep, I just said it. Language is called STEM, God's language. How we are learning to understand who God is in us and in our lives. And so most people are not getting that. Yeah, I needed that one. I need to add. Yep, give me a second. Yeah, we're gonna add that. Okay. And so when I say STEM, y'all already know what STEM is, right? And we're still in the Christmas setting. We're in the Christmas experience. We're sitting here listening to the Christmas story of the miracle that God gave, which is you. You are the miracle that God gave. And what helped us understand the miracle of who you are is science, technology, English, and math. You're like, what? Science, technology, not engineering and math. Please forgive me. I thought the E. Science, technology, engineering, and math, right? So now I'm going to break it down. Science. Science is, and again, they're saying science is the language God gave us to help us understand who we are. It helps us understand the world we live in. It helps us understand how he created it. So you'll have scientists who will be like, I don't believe in anything spiritual. I believe in science. But as they study science, they say, wait a minute. There's something now called a spiritual science. The elements in science that explain that the power of God, not as only all around us, but the power of God within. And it's called a spiritual science. And I'm about to break it down for you. Then you have technology, right? STEM. And should I download a word so that you can see the word STEM? I didn't do that. I wasn't thinking about that. But STEM, because I didn't know I was going to break it down like this, right? But technology is God's genius. It is the makeup of who you are. It's your mechanism. So you're a system functioning. You're a biological system. You're a biological technology. And it functions in a particular way. Science helps you explain what? The technology that God put together. Ain't that something? You are God's technology. Engineering. God engineered you. He created you. You came with a set of instructions. You have a manual. We teach you how to walk, talk, read. You have to know how to go to the bathroom, right? Communicate, draw, art, everything. He has engineered you to be a great you. When you go to the tour, you run under the tree and you look up under the tree and you pull the tree open and when you pull the tree open, the present, or you pull the present open, somebody engineered and put that toy together for you to enjoy it. So God created you so that you can enjoy him within you, and he can enjoy you through you. And I'm going to break this down because, again, they call it a spiritual science, right? We're celebrating the God in you. And I'm going to show you, I'm going to break it down to the deepest, lowest, smallest molecule. So when you see this, I'll be talking. I'll probably stop the video when I start playing the video so that you can see it, right? but I'm gonna drop this. I'm excited about this because I've been waiting for this one, right? And when this one came to me, I said, "Oh, I know what I'm gonna do today." And I sat here, and it's like Phineas and Ferb. You know how you're going to sit down and what you're going to create today. So today, I said I gotta break down it to the simplest form so that make sure that even the oldest mind gets the most deepest wisdom. African spirituality and African technologies are ancient wisdoms. And we're still trying to play catch up to what was ancient. And so now you have science who studied this as a whole. We got to pull back because we really don't want black folks understanding certain wisdoms and information about who they are. Because if they do, we can't control them anymore. They set on a mission to control us, but this Christmas will be a very special Christmas because you're going to break free, because you're going to understand that God is in the smallest. If you remember, if you know, we got to go. Wait, almost there. God is in the smallest particle, which is an atom, right? Now, the atom consists of three things: proton, electron, and neutrons. Now, people can sit down and talk about atoms and, protons, electrons, and neutrons. That's the first Trinity. Woo! I'm hitting you with something. Protons, electrons, neutrons. That is the first Trinity. That is the smallest element that man has ever found, which is an atom. And it has those three things. And so in that nucleus, you have the protons and you have the electrons. I don't know if I want to sit down and stop this thing so I can talk so it goes side by side, right? Where's it at? It's right there, right? Let me pause that real quick. Right? Okay, so now this is clear. So we're gonna work on this. Protons, electrons, neutrons is the first Trinity. They say the Trinity is the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit. I say the Trinity, the real Trinity, is a proton, electron, and neutron. The relationship of those three. Because in that, you notice how God is inside you. Whoa. What? Through an atom, we notice that how God is inside you. Why? Because a proton, electron, and neutron, the protons have energy. Positive charge. Whoa, okay. I'm right on time, right? Now, of course, I just threw this together from different areas, and so it doesn't make any sense if I just play it straight, right? But it is what it is, okay? And I'm excited, right? Because I'm aware, I'm becoming even more aware of the God in me. This is not just a journey for you, this is a journey for us. Because it allows me to even connect to you even more. Because connecting to you is connecting to me. And I'm explaining it through our atom. Wow, maybe that's why they called the first man Adam, because of the first molecule. Woo! I didn't read this anywhere. This is hitting me right now because the first Trinity is in the first molecule, which is the protons, electrons, and neutrons. And for us, that's a sacred triangle. And we don't even have this as a sacred triangle in my community. I'm on something today, y'all. This ain't nothing but revelation right now. I'm sorry. This ain't even on the paper. This is pure revelation. I guess when I was crying, because this Christmas will be a special Christmas. Now, with those protons, there is energy inside the smallest particle of who you are. And there's a positive charge of energy. Here's the question. Where's the energy coming from? People are saying that this particular energy, and I know I'm spiking. Let me calm my voice down because I'm sitting there and it's hitting red. Right? My live stream hitting red. Pop, 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 pop. I'm going off the chart. So we're gonna bring it down a little bit, right? Yeah, so that we don't spike. Cause it's hard for me not to, because this is so exciting. This is exciting. In that the smallest particle that the world has found, there's a positive charge inside the nucleus of an atom. Outside the atom, there are the electrons, right? Let's see if we get this started again. And I'm gonna be here for a minute, right? And that's in the nucleus. Outside the atom are electrons, and they're negatively charged, right? So what? It's the opposite of the protons, right? Now, and it's the exact same. So it's a balance of positive and negative energy in you. So being in balance, everything is in balance. And we talked about how to get yourself in line and balance. So it has a frequency. Now, the things about the electrons, and if I let it go, It'll get there. The thing about the electrons spin around the nucleus. They spin, they move, and they move around the nucleus as though it was like the universe. Boom, there we go. Look at it. Watch this. We about to talk about God's technology. Period. Wow. Does that not look like an atom with the nucleus in the middle and the positive sun in the middle and the electrons rotating around it? God said there's no need for me. When I created the universe and life within the universe, this ain't even on that paper, right? Like I ain't even looking down right now. I'm looking up because this is exciting. Because again, when revelation hits you, it's man, that's real wisdom coming out. This is in why? Because it's in our DNA. When the revelation means that you're sparking something that is already in your DNA genetics. It's information and it's code that is already embedded in you. You're just slowly releasing it to your mind so that the mind of your heart feels it. Woo! We on a whole nother level today, y'all. This is because Christmas is coming. It's around the corner. God said, I created the universe. And the universe is full of cosmic power. A nucleus, which is the sun. Inside the sun is nothing but pure fire of energy, which is the protons. Straight up off the books. Around the sun gravitates planets. Cosmic power. So I took that structure and minimized it, boom, into an atom and placed it in man. When I created, let's get this, not just man, but God placed this in everything, period. So there is nothing in the world that does not have that Trinity in it. The protons, electrons, neutrons, which has an energy source that cannot be defined. They cannot find where the positive energy of a proton comes from or the negative energy of a neutron. That's just like saying God is a man and God is a woman. It's pure balance. And he put that same balance of energy in us. Wow, we about to have Christmas today. The energy stays in motion, which is a power source. There's a power source that stays in motion, that vibrates inside our being. You want to know that God is there? It's the atom. You are Adam. You are Eve. That's why everybody has a X and Y chromosome. It is the balance, the harmony of energy. Everything is all in motion. The universe is in motion. They said it's still expanding. They said and some people think that the earth is not only it's the tectonic plates in the earth that's moving the land away. Other people say, we believe that the earth is expanding the same way the universe is expanding. Why? Because this energy is infinite and it cannot stay still. Ooh. When they talk about kids, can't move nothing. What's that body frequency? When you focus on your frequency, because everything vibrates, and that means everything has a frequency. We talked about that. The higher your frequency, the higher vibrations that you have, the closer to you become to a God consciousness. That's revelation. When you're vibrating on a thing and your imagination blows up. And you can see things and you invent things and you draw things or you create things or you build things. That is you tapping into that vibration that is God, and that's your God consciousness. That's that energy in that atom, which is the original Trinity. Man, woo, I'm on something today, y'all. I'm on something today. This is for young folk, old folk, new folk, kinfolk. This ain't nothing but pure power. And there are ways to tap in to that energy. There are ways: meditation, diet, yoga, exercise, reading. There are ways to type of prayer. There's so many different ways to tap into that energy. And then vibrations, environment affects your frequency, your energy, your vibrating structures. Wow. Ain't that something? Wow. And then we know with that vibrations, you can either be around positive people and the negative energy is stronger than the positive energy, or you can be around positive people and it be positive and you bring positive energy toward you, you become a magnet and you start drawing. We're gonna look at electromagnetism. I'm gonna study electromagneticism and see if that is a part of what they're calling spiritual science. That we draw when we are vibrating on a particular frequency and we're using that vibration of God that is within us, that is broken down to the atom, which is the first Trinity. Woo! We draw things to us. That is the secret to the Moses code that we talked about earlier during Advent. This is the season of miracles, and you are that miracle. And tapping into the strength of you. Your mom is the miracle. Your sister is the miracle. Your dog is the miracle. The plants is the miracle. You drinking Kool-Aid, that's the miracle. Ice is a miracle. Why? Because it all has that vibration of God. And if you were watching African spirituality, Africans believe that there is nothing that is not sacred. And when you see a sacredness in all things, you vibrate on a higher level because you know it's you, the God in you, encountering the God outside you. This is where they talk about the God Incarnate. Woo! Let's get it. Yeah, I don't even know where I'm at on this paper. So everything is sacred. Now, one of the things that they did say, I was looking at, I said, well, I want to know how many atoms are in my body. how much of God's energy is in my body moving those atoms? And now know this. We are all three. We are liquid. We are solids, right? And we are gas. You know, when you get gas, when you turn into gas. You produce all three things. And so that means the atoms in you vibrate on different levels to produce all three things. Ain't that something? That's a Trinity. Woo! Man, we in the zone right now. And so when I asked how many, I researched how many atoms are in a body. They said over 7 octrillion. I've never even heard that number before. Octrillion or octillion, octrillion, I think it was 7 octrillion. And you know how people be talking like, I want to make 6 figures. I want to make 6 figures, 6 figures. Well, you got 27 figures of atoms in your body. Over 20. So we can't calculate. We was able to count up to 7 octrillion. So you got 27 figures of God's energy vibrating in you. So what level do you have them vibrate on? And you know when you've mastered something because woo, it comes out of you so easy. It's easy. I'm tapping in to the energy force of those atoms that spark this. We are energy beings. That's why God said, I'm making you in my own image. My energy is going to be in you. Now, we'll talk about that too. But my energy is going to be in you. And so while I was talking, I couldn't stop. You know, I should have kept this going because, you know, when you see the sun and you see everything moving, yeah, I was just going so hard. The atoms in the body is just like the atoms in the universe. And yes, we're going way past the time because I'm not going to rush. God's got something going on here. We're going to see if I can switch to something else. There we go. All right. So we're going to come off the atom. And we want to talk about the fact that I am God's language. I am the language of God. I want you to say that to yourself. I am the language of God. I am God's science. I am God's technology. I am God's engineering. And I am God's mathematics. Wow. I am the language of God. My DNA is full of information. Say it. It's full of God's information. Now, with the issue of DNA, now we said that the atom is the smallest thing. Well, how many atoms is in a strand of DNA? And so even though we talk about the DNA, I want you down to the smallest particle, the first Trinity, vibrating. But this is something totally different when you're dealing with that with your DNA. The DNA is an information source. Like, yeah, kind of like a computer. It's an information source, but it's not dots and O's. It's actually programming and code, information written inside you, your DNA. And it takes you vibrating at a certain level to release that information. Now, in your DNA, you could sit down and, oh, wait. It tells you everything that you could produce. It shows you, and this is why Africans have more information embedded in their coding. And that's what they say. It's a code. Let me stop that right there. Your DNA is divine code written into you. So there's information here. It's how your hair is going to grow, what color your eyes is going to be, what shape of your nose is going to be, how tall are you, how your teeth are going to grow in, or what your kids are going to look like. It's embedded code, and that code can change. Woo. That code, like everything else, is not a set program. You can change that program because you're growing. You're growing. And then when your attributes come in and say, if you lifting weights, now you changing your code because you're shaping your muscles, right? When you're learning how to sing, you're building that code changes. You are writing God's code with God. Woo! We on a whole nother level today. A whole nother level today. Now, in God's code, there is something called and so, yeah, all that information. Now, they say that only a intelligent source can write a code. Only an intelligent source can produce information. That's what it is. Only an intelligent source, I'm going to say that again, can produce information. So there's information in you that is being unraveled as you grow and you learn and you develop. Now, we can stop that if we choose. We're going to talk about that differently. We can stop growth and reading, everything. We can just say, I'm going to just sit here. God gives you that. But it's like a computer code, a program of information that is absolutely endless. And let me do this. It's written the same way, like in computer science, it's written in ones and zeros. Ones and zeros. Again, you are God's system, language. You are his science. You are his technology. You are his engineering. You are his mathematics. You have his energy in you vibrating your original Trinity. You are the original Adam Eve. I'm Adam Eve, right? Women, I'm going to call you, you're the original Eve Adam. You are the balance of God, period, in this earth, in this walking. That's how your energy flows and vibrates and generates. Now, all intelligence has a source, and they can't find the source. They said there's information being unlocked in your DNA as you continue. Who is unlocking this information? Wow. Who is unlocking if I cut my hair? Who unlocks the information within my DNA to change my information to something different than what it is? Because I can't put a stop to the coding that is in my body. No, it's being done within you. God is in you, working you as he works everything else. And wait. That code, these are the elements of that code. Andeline, thiene, something lean, and yeah, I can't say those words. It's science. That's the image I was running to get, right? Because that's in you. And if you look at some of the times, if you look at certain things in your bodies, those minerals and those minerals and everything else, they make those substances, those molecules. That's what I'm looking for. Molecules are atoms who are connected to other things to create something greater. Wow. See, there we go. That's the language of God. The language of God comes in 4 letters, A, T, C, G. And it creates that binary instruction, right? Where you getting this? Anytime you go, you have individuals who sit down and say, well, you know what? I want to try this. Then all of a sudden there is something that comes out of you, that gift inside you, that information that's tapped. Why? Because God is inside you working with you to help you manifest whatever you can manifest. And it said 3 billion letters. Wow. 3 billion letters of coding inside you. 3 billion. Now, 3 billion letters, that might be for white folks because most of this information comes based off of white people. Black people got more DNA structure than anybody on the face of this planet. So if they say 3 billion, I'm going to say we sitting here with 9 billion letters of code in us. And so that's the thing about understanding science. They won't talk about the DNA in black people because the DNA in black people has so much coding information that they're trying to figure it all out. You got scientists trying. This is why you don't get your placenta back. How you think they're sending it? Women have pregnant. It is because it's full of DNA, and they want to understand and try to unlock the science of human coded black code. Ooh, God is in you. That is the God incarnate. That's the God within. You're never alone. If you can realize that you're vibrating at a frequency that is divine. God placed the system that God gave you is the system of the universe. You got the cosmic powers vibrating in you, which is that atom. The energy of the electrons and the negative energy of the neutrons. Protons and neutrons, right? Protons and electrons. Let me get it right. The energy of the protons and then the negative energy of the electrons. Neutrons are neutral energy. There's no energy. It's just there. They're there. They're not positive. They're not negative. They're sitting in the middle, right? That's neutral, right? Electrons is negative. Protons, positive. Let me get that right. Again, to some people, this is considered spiritual science. They said they said science is now proving according to the DNA structure the way it's put together. RNA, ribosome, this is a whole nother conversation we can talk about. And this is, that also talked about COVID vaccine. Yeah, when you talk about ribosomes, and that's also a part of the DNA. That's a whole lot going on in there. That's why I said, pause, let me learn. Because I want to make sure that I walk in knowledge and understanding. It's the mathematics. Woo, God's math. Every cell has intelligence, even cells. So you have the atoms, you have your DNA, but then also cells in your body. Now, I didn't set this up to be cells, and I'm gonna use that later when I probably look at cells on because we got cells in our body. They multiply, they develop, they grow, they can go bad. Now, a cell will live and die on you. Right? Now, this is the thing about God's energy and God's wisdom that is based in you. God's energy and wisdom are based in you, even in a cell. In those cells, if a cell dies, like skin cells, they get old, they die. Before a skin cell dies, it passes on the information to the new incoming skin cells. Whoa. Ain't that something? That's why they said stem cell research, because cells will reproduce and cells will give information, God's coding. God says, I'm not erasing anything out of you. I'm not going to erase anything out of you. The information I placed in the system that is you, the language that is God, the program that is God will never be erased out of you. So when a cell dies, it gives its information to another cell before it dies. It doesn't die with data. Wow. We on something else today. It doesn't die with data. Your intelligence, that intelligence in you has a source. There is something that continuously programs us, that never stops programming us. I have friends now, you see there's women who go through menopause. That's your God programming. You can't stop it. There's certain things that women go through every month that you can't stop. That's God's programming. You can take pills and try to alter it. God's programming. Wow. And so we can be off of the programming. That's the free will. There we go. We co-create with God, with that programmer that lives in us, with our DNA and our atoms and in our cells and that information that's there. We procreate with them, or procreate with God, because he gives us free will to do so. But what do you mean by that, Brother Ajay? An elephant can't stop but being an elephant. Cow, we talked about that. The beauty of a cow. What a cow can do, no other animal can do. We get to choose the things that we give this earth. We have so much data in us that can come up out of us. We can choose. Even the things that we're great at, we can say, I don't want to do that. Okay. Even though that's my gift and talent, I don't want to do that. I want to do this. And God says, well, you know what? I placed tons of information inside you. Let's see how far you can go with inside yourself to tap into that information that I'm still putting inside you for you to do that. Wow. When you get imagination, say, oh, I want to try that. That's you slowly unlocking your information. God gives us free will to create with the energy that is in us. That is the God Incarnate. That triangle, that Trinity that is a proton, electron, and neutron, that energy that mimics the same energy of the solar system, that cosmic power he's in everything, everything. My pen is God. My book used to be God. It was a piece of paper. My life is God. Why? Because that atom is in it. It's in everything. My shirt is God. It's all sacred. Everything is sacred because everything vibrates with that Trinity experience. So people are looking outside themselves for solutions when you can look inside yourself first. And then when we talk about the energy that positive energy can attract, then let's vibrate toward one another. That's why Christmas is so beautiful. This Christmas will be people vibrate at a different frequency during this time. And you feel extra love, you feel extra kindness, you feel extra caring, support. People also feel extra sad. Why? Because they don't have people to love, they don't have people to be kind with, you have nobody to share your time with. And so you got to be careful with that energy. But we have a choice. That's the free will. We have a choice on how we're going to utilize our God Incarnate, that energy that vibrates. Over 3 billion letters of code in the average individual. And I say in Africans, we got 9 billion. What are you going to create in this world with that? With God constantly giving you coding. When you wake up and you got cold in your eyes, that's God pushing the cold out. Your body is never ceasing. The only time our body ceases to function in terms of our God code and that Trinity is when we pass away. When we transition, then it's all spirit. Right now, your spirit trapped into a divine biological system, the God Incarnate. Wow. You share this space with the Creator. Wow. Can you realize your God identity this Christmas? Can you realize your parents' identity? Can you realize your friends' God identity this Christmas? Can you see God in everything this Christmas? And love on anything with man, infinite, unconditional love. And can you believe that you were called here? The reason why he brought you here was so that information that's in you can come out and you can share the information that's in you, because the information is different. It's not like we all got the same data. The information is different in everybody. And so how you share that information will determine how we live as a people. And God is calling African people to come back together and function from what is in their DNA, what is in their that atom, what is in their information, their coding. He said, y'all are not tapping into my coding. He is our source in so many ways, while he in us. This is called the sacred science. Yes, you are God's science. You are God's science. You are God's technology. You are God's mathematics. You are God's engineering. Everything about who you are. So let us see. And I hear Ayan at the door. if we can get to the rise of the African, and we can have a better Christmas this year. So let us go back. Let me see if I can find the thing. Let us go see how she ringing the doorbell. Let us go back and see if we can have that experience.
Hang all the mistletoe. I'm gonna get to know you better this Christmas. And as we trim the tree, how much fun it's gonna be together this Christmas. Fireside is blazing bright, and we're caroling through the night. And this Christmas will be a very special Christmas for me. And this Christmas will be a very special Christmas for me. Do 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 do. Take a hand now. Presents and cards are here. My world is filled with cheer, and you, hey, this Christmas. And as I look around, your eyes are Chinatown, they do. Hey, this Christmas, fireside is blazing bright, and we're caroling through the night. And this Christmas will be a very special Christmas for me. And this Christmas will be a very special Christmas for me. And this Christmas will be a very special Christmas for me. Do 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 do. Shake your hand, take my hand now. Do 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 do.